This is Bam Bam from the Hickory Street Hellraisers. You are listening to Doggy Time on DentonRadio.com.
I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan. We meet again at last. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
It's Doggy Time.
All right, is that lunch? Oh, good. I had number 8 and number 7. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Whoa. Oh, man. You know, I'm not a culinary genius, but I'm not sure you're supposed to eat something that color. Let's look at the other one here. Oh, it's got eyeballs. No, it's looking... I can't eat something that's looking back at me. No, we need to call Domino's. They don't make stuff that looks back at you when you're trying to eat it. Paws up, cats and kittens. You are listening to Doggy Time on DentonRadio.com. I am your host, Bone Doggie, and during this week's 45-minute or so mission into the cyberspace of the unknown, we are going to explore strange new worlds, seek out new life and new civilizations, and boldly go where no man has gone since last episode. So set your phasers on stun, my cats and kittens, and prepare to be assimilated. But before we get started on this 5th episode of Doggy Time, we'd like to give a shout out to some of our Denton Radio compadres. We all had a pretty busy weekend this last weekend. Our good friend Bertie Knoll put together a little show up at Banter with Jess Thompson and the Reverend Billy Ratcliffe. They had a serious singer-songwriter thing going on up there, and heard it was a pretty good show. I did not get to see it because yours truly was playing Friday night up at Crossroads with the lovely Tanya Blum from Earthshine, and we opened up for our good friends Mockingbird Station. The gig was awesome. The place was totally packed. Everybody had a great time. It was seriously upbeat, and Tanya wowed everybody when she pulled out the flute. Of course, Mockingbird left everybody with a big smile on their face. And then Saturday night, Mockingbird turned around and played with our good friends Backwater Opera at Banter. According to management of Banter, they burned that house down. And of course, Saturday night was the show that everybody was talking about, which was Whiskey Tongue Burlesque first anniversary show at Mabel Peabody's. The show was opened up in great form by the Deadpan Poets, our good friend Josh and I and his boys. They just rocked the place. And then, of course, Whiskey Tongue, who's run by Tipsy Cups and Lemmy Adams. And they had such wonderful dancers as Anala, and I just love this woman. Ruby Manhattan was up there. Willow Wisp, Bunny White, Trixie the Tease, Dixie Tricks, and of course the incredible Nikki Trash. Also Jennifer Ludlam, she got up there and danced. The whole thing was emceed by Mr. Sonny Strait, and DJ Rhino kept the tunes going for that, and everybody just loved the burlesque show. It was a packed house, and you couldn't even get close to the stage. And then, of course, my cats and kittens, the evening was rounded out with yours truly, Bone Doggie, and my Hickory Street Hellraisers. And I got to say, it was in rare form. We got up there, did a sound check, played through the first tune, and promptly blew up the PA. It died a horrible and bloody death, but the show must go on, as they say, and by some weird act of providence, we just happened to have another PA head with us, so we plugged that in, promptly got rolling again, and proceeded to burn down the house, my cats and kittens. By the time we left that joint, the place was rocking. So it was a good show. We had a good time, and I want to give a special shout out to our dear friend Cat Brunette. Now, we will occasionally end the show with the Time Warp, and Cat will get up occasionally and sing the Columbia part of the song, and she does a great job. Woman's got a great voice. So I want to get a special shout out to her. Thank you, baby, for doing that. She has sang with the Hellraisers on a few occasions now, so she's now a Hellraiser. And also a very special shout out to Mr. Bob Ralph from Banter, who showed up, and he was very responsible for getting the PA re-hooked back up and getting us back on the air. You saved our fanny, Bob, so big shout out to you, brother. So once again, a big thank you for everybody. It was a memorable evening. All right, cats and kittens, it is now time to bring to the forefront our special guest host for this episode. Long story short, our old buddy Chris McGinty was in the midst of becoming a regular at our open mic up at Banter, And he invited up a friend to do a song with him one night, and this woman walked up on stage, smiled, and proceeded to capture the entire room. And ever since then, she has showed up at virtually everywhere or anywhere in town and around the Metroplex. She has left a trail of happy revelers and panting males in her wake. She has certainly captured Bone Doggie's heart. So let's give a warm howdy-do to Miss Karina Michaela.
Howdy do.
Hi, baby. How are you doing?
Doing all right. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming out. I really appreciate you doing this tonight. And I am going to poke you right in the ribs right off the bat. How's the CD, sweetie?
It's going. It's we're almost done tracking actually. We have a date for Monday. We're gonna head down to Dallas, and we're gonna track some strings and some saxophone.
Where are you recording at?
We are recording in the South Side and Lamar building. Anyone who's ever been to Opening Bell, that's where it is. And they have these amazing lofts, and my engineer Bradley Procopi lives there, and he has a couple tracking rooms in his in his amazing loft, and we have the honor of recording in there with him.
Awesome.
Pretty excited about it.
So when do you think you'll be done with this thing?
I am hoping to get it out by the spring.
I like that broad spectrum.
I know.
Spring.
Yeah. 2012.
We actually are going to be back in the studio sometime in the spring.
Well, spring technically ends, what, June 20th, 21st? So
get me lying.
We have until then.
Here at the Doggy Time Show, time is an illusion, lunchtime doubly so. Well, I'm so glad to hear that, because I knew that you had started it, and then it got kind of stomped on a little bit, but you're back up and running.
Yep. Take
my breath away. We are going to have, finally, a CD from this woman. And also, are you gigging anywhere? You got anything coming up here in the near future?
I have a couple of dates lined up. Let's see. Tonight I'm actually heading down to Addison to the Thai Star restaurant, which is easily the best Thai food I've had in DFW.
Awesome.
But they've been so kind as to invite me to play up there tonight. And then next month, I have a date lined up at Cafe Deluxe on the 25th.
Good old Cafe Deluxe.
I know.
That's been home for a long time.
Yeah, and it's been a while, so I'm really excited to get back.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Cafe Deluxe has a little bit of a history in the Bone Doggie family. Half of us worked there, and the other half used to eat there. We used to cover a lot of ground there. All right. Well, sounds like you're busy, which is good. That keeps you out of trouble.
Oh, yes, of
course.
For the most
part. So,
well, I try.
You try to stay in trouble or out of trouble?
A little bit of both. Depends on the day.
Yay, I like that. Everybody should have a plan, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. All right. Well, now, cats and kittens, it is time to have a few words from one of our sponsors. Paws up, cats and kittens. This is Bone Doggie, and I thought it might be wise, prudent, moral, and just to just take a wee minute and talk to you about drugs. Now, it's not that talk. This is about those old prescription meds you've got cluttering up your litter box. Now, there's a lot of people out there, my cats and kittens, that clean out their medicine cabinets just by throwing away their old prescriptions, or worse yet, flushing them down the toilet. Now, good folks at the purification plant do their best, but we all know it's not a perfect science. These things are messing up our water supply, and life's difficult enough without having to worry about ingesting somebody's dead Uncle Leroy's heartworm medicine. Can you dig it? I knew that you could. So when the time comes to get rid of your outdated prescriptions, please don't just dump them in the trash or flush them. You can check with your friendly pharmacist out there in Doggy Land, and they can tell you all about the safe disposal and recycle programs that are available. So let's keep our big blue mama earth prescription drug free, my cats and kittens. I mean, hey, we all drink out of the same creek. Can you dig it? I knew that you could.
Suitcase of regret.
Well, great giant suffering rubber catfish, Karina. I think it is time to introduce to our listening audience out there in Doggy Land our featured artist this week.
Holy cat's pajamas, Bone Doggie. Would that be none other than our friend Jesse Thompson and Levi Cobb and the Big Smoke?
Why, yes, Karina. It certainly would be our old friend Jesse Thompson and Levi Cobb and the Big Smoke. Isn't that exciting?
Wowie zingo, Bone Doggie. I'm just filled with girlish anticipation.
That's funny, Karina. I myself am also filled with girlish anticipation. See, you shouldn't write scripts at 3 o'clock in the morning. You really shouldn't, because that's what happens. So bring us back to reality.
Alright, seriously, Bone Doggie, our featured artist is Levi Cobb and the Big Smoke, and this is a tune from their album 12 Ounces. It's called Tightrope Walkin'.
And you are listening to Doggy Time on DentonRadio.com.
I'm quite sure there's a 4-letter word for how I feel right now. If it was fun, but now it's done, the last words from your mouth. The noise we made has been replaced with silence just as loud. I was tightrope walking, now we're not talking. God damn it, I'm done it now.
That was Levi Cobb and the Big Smoke in their tune at Tightrope Walking. All right, cats and kittens, it is now time once again for the public service portion of the program, and that would be our Musicians Free Classified. Now, as we have been advertising, our dear friends Earthshine, which is Tanya Blum and David Rios, they are looking for a bass player. If you want to contact Earthshine, you can get on Facebook and holler at Tanya, TonyaBlum, or David Rios, DavidRios. Earthshine is a good rock and roll band, good solid rock and roll band, and that would be an interesting venture for any bass player out there. And also another interesting venture would be our dear friends Soul Tax. They are looking for a bass player. So if you think you can hang with Soul Tax, get on Facebook and holler at Aaron Pugh, AARONPUGH. This is an excellent band. These are dear friends of ours. They were on the show a couple of weeks ago. Play a good style of rock and roll. So if you think you can hang with them, give them a shout. And also, Brother Johnny T, also known as Jukebox Johnny T, is looking for a partner in crime. He's looking for somebody that can sing and play some bass or mandy or guitar or anything really. But he's just looking for somebody to hang with him and do a duet thing. Johnny is very good at rockabilly. He's got a little country flavor, little rock and roll in there too. Johnny T was the original guitar player for the Hickory Street Hellraisers, my cats and kittens, and he's a really good player. You hook up with him, you will have a good time playing some music. I can guarantee that. And of course, Jess Thompson is looking for some folk-minded musicians to cut another album, a Levi Cobb album, and subsequently do some gigs. So hit him up on Facebook. It's JESSETHOMPSON, and he's itching to do a little jamming. So he's putting a band together. They're working on it. They've got a few people, but there's still a couple people shy, so give Jess a shout. And as always, if you are a musician looking for a band, or a band looking for a musician, email your heart's desire along with your phone number email Addy, Facebook page, Reverb Nation page, Sonic Bids page, or any other pertinent information you have to musiciansclassified@dentonradio.com. That is musiciansclassified@dentonradio.com. Or you can leave us a post on Facebook on the Doggy Time page, and I will make sure that the appropriate parties get it. And also, when you send a message to Bone Doggie, we'll read them out over the air on the Doggy Time show. And hopefully we can create some beautiful noises out there for all our good jamming friends in Doggy Land. And as always, I will let it be known that we will not be reading out phone numbers on the air. The preferred method of travel is, of course, Facebook or email. So, once again, it is musiciansclassified@dentonradio.com. Can you dig that? I knew that you could. All right, cats and kittens, it is now time to pay homage to that which is our bread and butter. In other words, we're going to spread a little love to the venues around town and see who's doing what where.
And we need to remind you that this information was not solicited. We got it off the internet. So if it's not exactly correct, it's not our fault.
That's right. No responsibility, no claim. So, Karina, let's start this ball rolling with something. What's happening at Dan's this week?
All right, at Dan's Silverleaf on Friday, February 3rd, we have the Ruby Jane Show. Doors are at 8, show is at 9, and it is $10 at the door. Then on Saturday, February 4th, we have the Almost Brothers Band. Show is at 7, and it's $8 at the door.
You know, the Almost Brothers Band is they play Allman Brothers music.
Nice.
Yeah, it's so if you're in the mood to sit back and just watch somebody jam for about 6.5 hours, go and see the Almost Brothers Band. They're very entertaining.
Not a bad deal for $8.
Not bad for $8. At Haley's, Friday, February 3rd, the Captives' final show. After this, I guess the band is going away, but that night will be the Captive, of course, and another band called Least of These, Companion, and Day Sailor. The doors will open at 8. It's $5 for over 21, $7 for under 21. And then Saturday, February 4th at Haley's, Greg Ginn's EDM Showcase. Now, apparently Greg Ginn is a legendary musical pioneer in electronica, and he's going to be there with Are You OK and Urban Electro. The doors are 9 p.m. and, of course, $5 over 21, $7 under 21.
All right, at Banter on Friday, February 3rd from 8 p.m. to 9:45 p.m. we have Jazz with Andy LaViolette from UNT, Graduate Music School.
Right.
And then the Bone Handle is playing a set at 10:45 to 11:45 p.m.
I have no idea who the Bone Handle set is.
Sounds like they're ripping you off.
So, well, okay. I'm not sure how to walk down that road. We are sure that the good people at Banter would not rip you off. However, the Bone Handle set, whoever or whatever they are going to be there at 10 p.m. So.
I think you need to team up with them sometime. It could be a whole bone show.
Bone Doggie and Bone Handle. Oh my gosh, that could be very confusing. Probably odd and weird too. So it might be something looking for.
That's what we want. Is odd and weird.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Sometimes we specialize in odd and weird.
And on Saturday, February 4th. From 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., we got Up the Creek, Richard Gilbert, and Ellie Taylor. You
know, I actually played bass for Up the Creek
for
a couple months.
I love that name.
That's our old buddy Ray Williams and Brother Jack and Brother Gary. Up the Creek has been around this town for a long time. They're a bluegrass Texas swing band.
Nice.
And we have all actually played bass for Up the Creek at one time. And of course, Richard Gilbert is one of our own from up at the open mic, and the lovely L.E. Taylor, and she's just marvelous. She showed up on the scene a couple months ago and just turned everybody's head. So got that going on at Banter. It's coming weekend, and at Crossroads, Friday, February 3rd, Whitney O'Neill is going to be up there, and that's about what we have for the gigs. Now there are a couple open mics here in town. Of course, the greatest open mic in the entire world
Of
is
course.
where?
At Banter.
That's right. On what night?
On Thursday.
On Thursday night. And if you want to get on the list, my cats and kittens, you have got to be there at 7 o'clock, because the list will go up at 7. It will be filled by 7:05. Am I lying?
You are not lying.
That's right. It just fills up very fast. And then our brother Matt Grigsby, who's also a regular at the Banter open mic, has started an open mic over at Crossroads on Tuesday night. And his list goes up at 9 o'clock, and they go from whenever everybody gets started to whenever everybody's done. So there's a couple good open mics there. We're trying to verify a couple more. Apparently there's one at Love Shack.
Is there? I didn't know that.
That's what we're hearing. We're hearing the rumor at Love Shack. We've talked about it the last couple of weeks. I have yet to get a hold of Mikey Stover to find out if there's going to be one there.
All right.
So we're hunting down open mics in Denton. So if you know of one, give Bone Doggie a holler or send me a message on Facebook or something and let me know so I can go check it out and fill up airspace with it. Thank you very much. All right. Well, all right, cats and kittens, it's time for another tune from our featured artist, Levi Cobb and the Big Smoke, from their album 12 Ounce. And this little number here has got to be Don't Cry. And you are listening to
DentonRadio.com.
Can You Dig It?
I can dig it.
I knew that you could. right, cats and kittens, that was Levi Cobb and the Big Smoke and their tune Don't Cry. And now it is time to have a little interview with our special guest host, Karina how do I say it?
Michaela.
Yeah, thank you.
Karina Michaela.
Karina Michaela. I have known this woman as Karina for 1,000 years, and then she springs this Michaela on everybody.
I'm sorry.
And we're trying to figure out where that name come up. How many names do you have?
Well, I have 2 middle names, so all in all I have 4 names.
And they are?
Karina Michaela Nicole Fraser. A little bit of a tongue twister for
Ooh,
you
say
there.
that again fast. I'll hear that.
Karina Michaela Nicole Fraser.
I can't do that, and I'm not even going to try. So, very cool. Well, you are originally from California,
That's
correct?
right.
And you grew up where?
I grew up in San Jose, in the
San
Silicon Valley.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh, Valley girl.
Well, not quite Valley Girl. Northern California. We're a little bit different from those LA gals. But,
good.
I actually went to high school right across from Apple headquarters.
Did you realize?
That gives you an idea of where I grew up.
Oh my gosh.
We have eBay and Google and all of that stuff.
The Pirates of Silicon Valley.
Yep.
So you grew up in the Caribbean, as it were, of California. At an early age, you started an interest in music.
When I was a little girl, I used to sing to myself, and in my head, I thought that I had this very grown-up voice. And I just always loved to sing. You know, I loved watching Disney musicals and all that stuff. And when I got probably about junior high age, I started singing in choirs and performing in musical theater. And I've dabbled in almost everything you can think of. But I didn't actually start writing songs until after I graduated from college, actually.
Really? Oh, okay. So were you writing tunes before then, though, I guess?
Really bad ones. If
All right.
anything.
See, I don't feel nearly as bad now. Somebody else will admit it, because I've written some toiletry, I tell you. You know, I've written stuff that the band won't even let us play. So,
Oh, my.
yeah. 2 of them in particular. But anyway, so basically you went to college where?
San Jose State University.
And your major was?
I majored in jazz studies. I was a jazz vocalist.
Oh, very nice. Bebop, deboo, debap, bap, debop.
A little bit of scatting,
A little bit of
yes.
scatting. Very cool.
I still do a little bit of that.
Good. I like it. I try myself to do that. I enjoy scatting. And then I guess once you graduated, you moved to Denton.
Well, I taught private lessons for a while, and I was a music teacher for a couple years. Spent some time in Spain, and then I moved to Denton.
Did you run with the Bulls?
I did not run with the Bulls.
Karina is very intelligent, Captain Kittens. She did not run with the Bulls.
Nice way of saying I'm gutless.
Hey,
No, I didn't quite make it to that
Gutless
event.
and not gored. I'm thinking
Well,
that's a plus.
I'm
right
pretty
there.
happy about that.
Yeah,
so.
very cool. 'Cause I've known some true idiots who thought they were brave and found themselves being chased down the street by a bull. That was the only time that ever happened to them, by the way.
Well,
yeah, that religion
only takes
came
once.
into it. So when you come out here to Denton, that's not been very long ago. That's been how long?
About 2.5 years.
About 2.5 years. But you have been very busy since you got
I have
here.
been, yeah.
Playing a lot in coffee shops and things like that. And
Playing
then, of
lots
course,
shows.
at the open mic.
Yes.
The open mic. That was quite the night, Cat the Kids. Karina shows up. McGinty calls her up on stage, and she gets up and smiles at the audience and blows him off the stage.
We love you, Chris.
We love you, Chris. You're dead meat. We're going to pay attention to her. Just play the
no.
guitar and shut up. So, McGinty, if you're listening to this, we love you anyway. But you did. You made quite a splash that night, and
thank you.
showed up for the next few of them, and then got way too busy for us over there. I mean,
I show up every once in a while.
you really do. You
I
really
try.
do. And everybody enjoys it. And speaking of, I think it's time we drag out one of the tunes that you've got on our list here. And this is a song that you wrote called Snow Day. And when did you come up with this one?
I think I came up with that one the first winter I spent here.
First winter.
And
on the one snow day
started
that we
snowing,
had.
and I'm a California girl, so I was just like, what the heck is going on? It snows and you can stay home from work? What? That's fantastic. So I wrote a little song about it.
Yeah, Texas will shut down for the snow, and go to the store and all the bread and toilet paper are gone, and yeah. So, well, very cool. Well, here we go. This is Karina Michaela and Snow Day. and you are listening to DentonRadio.com.
It's quite frightful outside. I don't feel like making the drive. Baby, let's call into work. Snow day, well, it couldn't hurt. Let's have a snow day. You and I were meant to fly. We'll draw the shutters and stay under covers. Let's have a snow day. You and I were meant to fly. Staying all day, all day. Do do do. Do do do. It's much too tempting to stay. Snuggle in pajamas all day. I have nothing better to do than catch up on snuggles with you. Let's have a snow day. You and I were meant to fly. We'll draw the shutters and stay under covers. Let's have a snow day. You and I were meant to fly. Staying all day, all day. Do do do. Do do do. Snow is falling. Snow is falling, falling down, falling, falling, falling down. Do 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 We're back in San Francisco, where there's no prospect of snow. Oh no, but that won't stop us, my dear. Snow day, any time of the year. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's have a snow day. You and I were meant to fly. We'll draw the shutters and stay under covers. Let's have a snow day. You and I were meant to fly. Staying all day, all day. Oh, let's have a snow day. We'll draw the shutters and stay under covers, covers. Let's have a snow day. They won't miss us anyway. Staying all day, all day. Do do do. Oh, oh, do do do. Oh, oh, do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
All right, and that was Karina Michaela and Snow Day. And so let's like you play keyboards.
Play keyboards.
And of course, you brought your ukulele with you today.
Brought Leilani with me.
Leilani.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting. Why Leilani?
Oh, well, she's Hawaiian. She was
okay.
handcrafted in Honolulu, I believe.
Oh.
She's a kamaka tenor.
It's a beautiful ukulele.
Isn't she?
Yeah, and I'm partial to the name Leilani anyway because of Leilani Downing, who was a former Britain and also ended up being a page 3 girl, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Yeah, so now all the guys are going to be Googling Leilani Dowding. Okay, so that's her name. So anyway, you got the ukulele. Do you play guitar?
I started out on guitar, actually. I started writing songs on guitar. After I graduated college, I got a nice little Fender acoustic.
Right.
And learned maybe 3 chords and started
Yeah,
writing some stuff. And then I started messing around on the keyboard a little bit, and then it was actually for a friend's wedding that I started playing ukulele. Because they asked me to play Hazel Sister by train.
Right.
So I flew back to California and had a ukulele shipped to me, and learned the song on the uke in 2 or 3 days and played it at their ceremony, and it's been true love ever since.
Oh, I imagine. And it's kind
Never
of
went back to guitar after that.
good for you. We definitely have opinions about guitar players in this studio, but we try not to do that because a lot of our dear friends out there are guitar players. But, you know, I was trying to think of it this morning as to whether I'd actually ever seen you hold a guitar.
Probably not.
Probably not. But when you did jazz studies now, you probably had to play some piano.
I pretty much sang my way through college.
Really? You
I mean, I did have to take piano proficiency
Right.
as a requirement, but I was always at the front of the stage with a microphone with
Oh,
all the guys in back of me.
Wow. you can work on that and make a lifetime out of that. I kid you not. So, well, very cool. So, and ukulele has kind of, I don't know if it's become a signature for you or not, at least for you, but I know it's got a lot of people's attention, and you know, they've watched you play ukulele a lot lately. So, I don't know, is that just, do you spend more time on the ukulele?
No, I mean, most of my songs are piano based,
Right.
but you know, the uke I can take with me anywhere.
That's true.
So most of the time at an open mic, you know, I have Leilani with me, and yeah, I guess it's special. It's a little bit different. So people don't see it all the time, so they really make that connection between me and the uke.
Well, it certainly fits your style because you have
I think so.
you have a very upbeat, you know, kind of. I don't want to say bubbly, but I guess some people would call it bubbly.
There's a
but
little bit of bubbly in there.
Yeah, but it's really upbeat, you know, feel good style and all of that. So, songwriting, I ask everybody about this that's on the shows. Most people do not have a specific way to write a song. How do you go about it? Is there a couple different ways you do it?
Most of the time, it's just messing around on the keyboard or and coming up with progressions that I like, and then usually a melody kind of organically forms over that. And
do you tend to write melody first before you go to? Does it usually,
lyrics, or
yeah? Does it usually hit you that way?
Yes and no. I mean, I'll start singing nonsense, and then some words will come out, and I'll be like, okay, those words came out, and I guess that's kind of going to direct what the song is going to be about.
Right.
And then I start thinking about lyrics, and sometimes it kind of happens at the same time. You know, what melodic structure and what lyrics kind of go together. And, I mean,
that's interesting. It's almost like looping, where you know you just start typing, and then the next thing you know, you've got 168 pages of a novel.
Yeah.
You know, which I do. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I showed it to Jake up there last week. Is literally I just started typing one day, and I ended up with 168 pages
Wow.
of a book.
Man, I wish I could do that with songs.
So do I, really. Well, when I approach a song, I like to come up with stories. I like to come up with a storyline first. Very seldom do I get the music first. It will from time to time. If you just get a lick stuck in your head, you know, and then you'll want to build on that or something like that. But by and large, here lately especially, I approach it from the storyline.
Okay.
So, but you know, I've talked to a lot of people, and there's no really set way of doing it. It's just interesting to hear how particular people do it and particular styles. Speaking of songwriting, we've got a little treat for you, my cats and kittens. We are going to do a doggy time first. Karina has got Leilani with her in the studio, and she's going to actually play live. We're going to give this a whack, run it up a flagpole, see if it hatches into Ruby. So So, what are you going to play for us?
I'm going to play a song that's on my upcoming CD called On the Good Road.
From the upcoming CD, which is called, do you have a title for it yet?
I think so, but I'm hesitant to announce it because I'm not sure if that's going to stick. But,
Oh, come on. We're not going to tell anybody. There's only 50 people listening to this show. So
Should it be a surprise unveiling,
it's an untitled CD so far, but this is definitely going to be a track off of it.
Definitely, yes.
Awesome. And it is called On the Good Road.
Yep.
So, here we go, my cats and kittens. A
Here we go.
radio debut of On the Good Road. This is Karina Michaela, and you are listening to DentonRadio.com. Take it away, Maestro.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. We hide in our green VW bus, makes the people stare at us. They can't help but talk to us. We smile as the people wave at us, taking photographs of us in our green VW bus. Who knows where the journey goes? On the good road again. Oh, 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 it's so very straight along, but we play our favorite song. Man, it helps us get along. Who knows where we're gonna rest our heads, or if we'll even get a bed? We'll just keep pushing on ahead. That's how we're living in now. On the good road again. As our destination, we can't not enjoy the ride in a land full of inspiration, kind people on our side. Had more fun than we thought we would. There's no doubt that the road is good. On the good road, on the good road, on the good road, on the good road again. On the good road, on the good road, on the good road, on the good road again. Oh, 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 on the good road, on the good road, on the good road, on the good road again. Oh, oh, on the good road, on the good road, on the good road, on the good road again. Oh, 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 on the good road again.
All right. That was Karina Michaela and On the Good Road again. I understand there's a story to that song.
Yeah, actually, a couple friends of mine who live here in town, they used to have this fantastic mint green vintage VW bus, and they took it. Her name was Lulu, actually. The bus's name was Lulu. And they took Lulu all over the country, even in parts of Canada, on this big road trip. I think they took 6 months for this road trip. It was this beautiful married couple. And they, not only did they do a lot of traveling and saw this great country and saw the beautiful sights. But they also visited charities from all over the country, and they interviewed these charities, and they kept a blog about all of this.
Right.
The charities and all their travels. And so when I met Lindsay, she gave me the URL to her blog, which was on thegoodroad.com.
Oh,
and,
okay.
The pictures were gorgeous, and the stories that they told were so inspiring that I was inspired to write a song about it all.
That's awesome. Well, it seemed to work out because it's a good tune. It really is.
You.
It's a very cool song. All right, cats and kittens, that's about what we have time for on this little excursion. And Karina, as the great Mark Knopfler might say, if you gave him enough money, the man steps right up to the microphone.
Says at last we hear the time bell ring.
Good night, it's time to go home.
But he makes it fast with one more thing.
This is a doggy and a Karina thing. That's right. There you go. Oh, we butchered that one. We're not going to edit it out, though. That was too fun. So anyway, I want to thank you very much for coming out and doing this.
No, thank
Honestly,
you, Doggie.
dude.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was fun, and it's always good to talk to you anyway, but to have you come in and play in the studio and all that has been a real treat, and I really appreciate it. And we would like to invite you, my cats and kittens, to keep listening to DentonRadio.com and tune in for a new Doggy Time show next week. And if you want to listen to Doggy Time anytime, you could just click on the Doggy Time button on our DentonRadio.com player. Also, we'd like to invite you to listen to past episodes of Doggy Time on our blog at dentonradio.blogspot.com. And, of course, you can also find us on Facebook, where you can also find Karina Michaela. She will be on Facebook as well. Go in there, give her a like, give her some love. And speaking of giving some love, spread the gospel, my cats and kittens. Tell your friends and loved ones about us. We support local here at DentonRadio.com. We hope you do too. We're going to shuffle off this radio coil this week with one more from Levi Cobb and the Big Smoke and their tune, The Devil Passes Over. You are listening to Doggy Time on DentonRadio.com. Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
I knew that you could.
Nobody knows just where or why, but he's coming down here with a shotgun to take your life. They say he comes to town at night, and run and hide, no doubt about it. You're gonna die, and all this talking gets us nowhere, even slower. The whole town's hoping that the devil passes over. I heard he lives up on a hill, and from his place up on the hillside he does his will. Is he the devil, or is he a man? I ain't ever seen still